Vous avez parlé à quelqu'un de la démarche que nous allons entreprendre ensemble?
Oui, j'en ai parlé à Monsieur Lalouette, c'est un voisin. Puis j'en ai parlé à mon fils, bien sûr.
At the very beginning of the writing, I knew that it was the story of a relationship, a difficult relationship between a son and his mother. And I knew I will speak about assisted suicide because of a documentary I saw 8 years ago. So it stayed in my head. So I knew I had these two things. But during quite a long time of the writing, the mother and the son and the girlfriend, it was equal. And the script was okay on the paper, but it wasn't. I told to my co-writer, there is a problem, there is a problem, there is a problem. And when there is a problem, I'm completely depressed during the work. And suddenly she told me, Stéphane, be honest, you want to speak about a mother and his son. And at that moment, I didn't speak during a few seconds, and I said, yes. And at that time, we reduced the part with the girlfriend, and immediately everything was at the right place. And very quickly we had the story. So.
Votre maman nous a dit que vous étiez d'accord de l'accompagner.
Oui.
C'est très bien. Moi, je trouve très bien que les proches soient présents. Je trouve ça vraiment essentiel.
I remember one day a journalist asked me, because he saw a few films I did, you many times you speak of very difficult relationship in the family. Do you have problem with your family? And I answered him, I have a family. So for everybody, it's quite difficult to speak. And it not depends of if you are rich or poor. I mean, for example, in the film of Daniel, people are rich, but it's very complicated for them to have a simple relationship. To say I love you, the two brothers, is very difficult. But they speak, there is a music, art, they can speak. In my films, many times, I speak about what I know. I come from a simple family. My father was a postman, and my mother was at home. So I can remember the silence. I remember that, the echo of the silence. And everybody loved everybody, but nobody was able to say, just, I love you. So I remember that. And because there is no book, there is no film, we don't speak about that. So after what did you do today? Yeah, I went to school. There was nothing else. So I remember that.
C'est pas la peine de soigner, si t'as décidé que ça finirait mal.
J'ai pas décidé que ça finirait mal. Je sais très bien ce que j'ai, il faut pas se raconter d'histoire.
It's not a militant film because it's not an opposition between the hospital and this system. At the hospital, the doctor said, you can stay here, we have a technique for staying with you until the end of your life, it's okay. But the mother decides something else. But it's few people in France for the moment. But more and more we speak about that in the society. And last year, the President of the Republic, Mr. Hollande, decided to have a reflection around that, and we were received by him at the Élysée for showing him the film. And the first question he asked me after the screening, it was the same question than everybody. Is that the truth? We just drink a poison and you die like that? He told me, I didn't know that. I heard about assisted suicide, but I didn't know it was like that. So it's true, it's very strange, very strange. In the same time, it's soft because you die like you sleep, but it's a suicide. It's very, very strange moment, I think.
Il faut lui parler, il ne faut pas rester comme ça.
Ça me dérange pas, moi, il fait bien ce qu'il veut.
one moment in the film, they speak in the kitchen. They were, what is this story about Switzerland? But it's completely impossible for the son to say, don't do that. Because it would mean, I love you so much that I don't want you to leave now. Stay with me, please. So it's impossible for him to say that, because she didn't learn him to say this sort of things. So it's impossible. Of course, we spoke about that with my co-writer, and very quickly we said it's impossible. But we need a scene where they speak a little bit, of course, but he can't say, don't do that. It's impossible. And in the same time, I think it would have been a cliché. Because, it's what I said, behind that there is it would have been I love you so much, man, so it's impossible. So I knew from the very beginning that the end was this end. Mm-hmm. And I knew from the very beginning the death of the mother will be the beginning of a new story. You know, we wanted, with the death, we wanted the beginning of a life. See?
For him?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. But at the very beginning of the writing, we didn't know if it was him or her who will die. We didn't know that the first weeks of writing. And we told to ourselves, with my co-writer, she will die and he will stay, but the death must be a good thing for him.
C'est pas moi qui ai tout gâché. Hein.
Tu crois que ça m'amuse de rester là à chercher des boulots de merde, hein?
C'est pas parce que tu parles comme ton père Brizé que t'as raison.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a, merde?
During the writing, I could not imagine it could be her, because I didn't know personally at that time, but when you see actors at the TV, or sometimes you see during a few minutes, on Hélène Vincent in the live, she's completely different. She smiles a lot, she's very kind, it's not difficult for her to say, oh, I love you so much, you are incredible. So I had no ideas during the writing. And to be honest, I had one idea during the writing, but I thought about a deaf actress, so it was not easy for the... I thought about Simone Signoret, you see. But she was not free, so... So I decided to cast actress. And of course, I could imagine a very famous actress, but honestly, in France, no famous actress could do that. You can't imagine Catherine Deneuve in that character. She's, you see, you can't imagine Catherine Deneuve in that style of house. It's not possible. So, with the cast director, I said, okay, welcome to everybody. Quite known, unknown actor, I don't mind. So, I received Hélène, and honestly, I could not imagine she was the right person, because the life is so far from the character. And I do the cast with all the actors, and just me, the camera, and I play with the actors. I don't give the text before, so I write a scene especially for the casting. And they arrive, it takes 3 or 4 hours, so I give them the scene, long scene, 5 pages. You have 1 hour, and you come back. I don't want you will learn perfectly the scene, but you must learn the structure of the scene, and then we will play. Like on the set, I do that. I do like that. And she put her hair like that. She wear une petite blouse.
Yeah, a little shirt.
A blue, like in the film, because I told her, come with that. And we were in the real kitchen, and immediately, this actress, who is so far from the character, immediately she was at the right place. She understood immediately where she had to be. And in the same time, I didn't like her. I was just in front of her. I understand why the son can be upset with her, and at the same time, I loved her. I mean, I could see the past of the character, see somewhere in her eyes, in what I felt in front of her, and it's only great actors who can, in the same times, play the first what you see and what you don't see of the character. She's a wonderful actress, very, very strong. And to be honest, it was not easy on the set. And it was not easy because it was, at the beginning it was okay. But day after day, and weeks after weeks, it was difficult for her because she only played scenes where she was hard with the son, all the time. And unconsciously, she wanted to be a little bit more kind. And she tried to play a little bit more kind, but it was not the right dialogues for that. So sometimes I remember I told her, but Hélène, it's not that. You are not it's not that. It's not Yvette. Yvette is not like that. But Stéphane, you think... she said, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I am in front of the screen. I see. It's not that, Hélène. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Sometimes it was very difficult for her. I saw her sometimes. She was quite lost. But she trusted me. And it's a big gift.
Madame Eva, est-ce que vous pourriez nous dire si vous avez eu une belle vie?
During the rehearsal, I cried during the rehearsal. They don't play because I don't rehearse at all, but just for the camera. And when I spoke to them, you have to be there, you have to be there. I cried, so I thought to myself, it's strong. But the first shot, second shot, third shot, fourth shot, nothing happened, nothing. I was very afraid, and I told to myself, maybe on the paper it's okay, but only on the paper. Maybe we can't film somebody who died like that. Maybe it is the last day of shooting, and maybe I discover we can't do that with a camera. And I had an idea, and I understood why we had a problem. And I went to say something to Hélène, and she understood. She's a great actress, and she understood immediately what I said, and we have the scene you see in the film. It was a great moment. You are really very afraid on the set, so afraid, but in the same time, it is the most incredible moment you can live in life, because after that, you have something happen.